Okay, guys and gals, about 10 seconds of the obligatory disclaimer. If you want to read the whole thing, just pause the video. All right, what are we looking at here? We're looking at an application, guys, a new app. You know, today in the world, I got to download the app, the latest app, the app. Okay, this is an app that I created that initially for right now is for Windows desktop, Windows laptop, and we may get into Android later, okay? But for right now, it's Windows desktop and Windows laptops, okay? And this is a breakthrough app, guys. This app is just a huge monster app that can generate a lot of profitability for traders, okay? So I'm going to come back to this app. Right now I'm going to show you the trade that I put on last night. Well, first, if you didn't watch yesterday's video, go watch yesterday's video. I'll put a link in the description below this video, okay? Where I talked about, I believe the stock market was going to come down and it was going to be a good time to do a short side trade, okay? So go watch that video if you get a chance after watching this one. Okay, so what happened today? Well, let me show you my profits coming up right now. Look over here to the right. We have $815 on 3 contracts. These are the E-micro S&P 500 futures, and I traded the March contracts. You may not be able to see it up there, so I'll just write right here. This is March 2023, 23 contracts. And why would I trade the March contracts? Because the December contracts, they come in quarters, right? The contracts I trade are quarterly contracts. This is not options, this is futures, just in case you want to know. We're talking about futures here. The futures contracts, the big contracts, or their main calendar contracts trade quarterly. So December is about to expire, so I decided to trade the March because I don't want to get caught out on expiration on a contract in like a week and a half from now. Okay. So there it is, guys. That was the E-micro S&P 500 futures I traded today. Last night, I put in a trade, and I increased my position from 2 to 3. So you can see here I was plus 3 to close this. So I shorted 3 and then plus 3 to close my position. $815 today. Really nice. So how did I know to do that? Okay, so now you can see here's the trade. Okay, yes, it's a real trade. You can see the date up here, December 5th, 2022, right? So how did I know to make the trade? How did I get all this confidence, okay? So let's go back to the application, and I'm going to show you how this app helped me place a trade. Okay, so we're back here at the app. Okay, this is a real live application. This is a desktop application. And we're going to walk through this. I added a couple features just today. I've been busy with my day job, but added a couple features. I put it in this little section here. Cycle length minimum, cycle length maximum. Okay. Right now we're just dealing with the test data for the S&P 500. And as time goes on, I'll probably provide data for many more symbols. There'll probably be a limited list of symbols, but we'll get into that later, okay? So if you didn't watch yesterday's video, I'll just go over this app real quick, and I'll talk about how I use this app to place my trade. Okay. So over here by default, you've got the dates, begin date, end date, right? Begin date, end date, ba 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 boom, bing bang. All right. And by default, it's going to pick a date range that it thinks is going to fit within this window. Okay. Whoops, got the wrong color. That's going to fit within this window. All right. You notice there's not a scroll bar here to go left or right, so maybe in the future I'll put that in. But for right now, we're just talking about the available space, okay? So let me clear out the screen. All right, if you want to pick a different date range, you can. You come here, pick a different date range. If you want, you know, for some reason, if you wanted to go exceed the limit of the, okay, it redrew this, and you can tell it's exceeding. Over here to the far left would be, over there, would be this date here, you know, February 1st. And then off the screen to the right, which we can't see over here, would be December 5th. Okay, that's why I recommend when this app does become available, just stick with the default dates. It's going to make life a lot easier, okay? So, okay. Go back to there. Let's see what we get. Looks like it's maybe the 12th. Yeah, 12th is pretty good. So now all the candlesticks are fitting on the screen, right? And so that kind of covers, you know, the what these date ranges do, right? They just simply give you the candlesticks to fit on the screen. This obviously will be the symbol you want to look up. Okay, for right now, I'll just have spider data. Obviously, when you want to display the candlestick data, you click display. What does this do? This lets you retract or expand the candlesticks. I like it a little bit more expanded. Okay. And then to find the best cycles. Okay. So there's some logic behind this, an algorithm that I wrote that's behind this button, and it's going to use these cycle lengths, minimum of 8, a maximum of 35. This daily chart, we're just looking at daily. We'll get into weekly, possibly later, and monthly, you know, as time goes on. The app is going to mature, guys, over time, right? It's just going to mature and get better over time. Okay. And I'll do releases with this app, and then members who, as a matter of fact, just when I get done doing a little demo here, I'll show you the website of where this is going to be available. Okay, it's not ready yet, but I'll show you the site. Okay, so this, when you click on Find Best Cycles, it's going to use these, the beginning, the minimum, and the maximum of the cycle length. Okay, so let's do that. Let's click on it. Over here, you'll notice all this data got populated in this grid. So the logic went through the spider data, SPY, and it tried to find the best cycles. Okay, it's going and trying to find what it believes are the best cycles. And you can see there's dates here, and there's cycle lengths, and you'll notice that these numbers, right, all these numbers for this cycle length are going to be between these two numbers here, right? That's going to stay within this range. And then the ranking is my attempt to rank these cycles by, you know, the best to the worst. But this ranking is still in the works, guys. It's not super reliable yet, and I'll work on that as time goes on, okay? Can you adjust this? Yeah, you can adjust it, but I don't recommend going below like 6 or 8. To me, guys, is really the minimum. You start getting really low, you're going to get some really funky cycles over here, okay? And if you start getting really, really big, you know, they're going to get some really super long cycles that really are more like weekly. But you have the choice to do it. If you want to mess around with some really short and really long cycles, if you want to target just some cycles, let's just say you want a real narrow range, okay? Let's just say for some reason, and I'll have to, there's probably a few things I'll have to work out here, but if you want a real narrow range here, you could do it, right? So now you're going to notice that all these cycles are between 15 and 20, see? 15 and 20. That's it. Which I could easily see people wanting to do that, right? Okay. So let me go back to the default, which is about 8. I set it at 8 on the minimum. When you bring up the app for the first time, it's going to be 8 as the minimum and 35 is the maximum, okay? Find best cycles. Now, I talked about this yesterday, but I'll go over it real quick. You can sort on this grid. You can sort by date. If you click it again, you know, right now it's sorting from descending from the greatest date all the way down to the oldest date. Okay. If you click it again, it just does the opposite, from the oldest down to the newest. And each of these columns do the same thing. So if you want to sort by cycle length, you can do that, right? If you want. And then ranking too. Like I said before, this ranking here, I think it's just going to get better over time. I'll figure out how to make this ranking a little bit more reliable. So right now, it's just, you know, sometimes it's I notice it's really good, and other times it's not so good. Okay, so let's click anywhere on this grid. You can click a cell, or you can just click a row. It doesn't make a difference. Just click anywhere in here, and it's going to draw this cycle starting. Let's pick May 12th. We're going to pick May 12th. It's going to pull from that date. It's going to draw cycles that are a length of 11. Let's do it. There they are. Okay, let me change my color here to yellow. Grab my pencil. So let's go look at, try to get yellow here. Let's try to look at May 12th. So we know May's over here, right? 12th is about right here. What do you know? It started right there. And it drew cycles. What's a cycle? So some of you right now are probably, for newbies who want to know what the heck is a cycle, okay? I'll put out a video once I release this app. I'll have an instructional video on how to use the app and my approach of how I look at cycle analysis, okay? And how you can use the app to help you pick out the best cycles. And then, of course, the goal being to make profitable trades, right? All right, so the cycle is this, guys, this length. And what I mean by lengths, I mean from this intersection where these two lines come together, right? Curved lines or vertex, whatever you want to call it. From there over to there. So these candlesticks that run from about right there to right there. You know, if I were to count 11 candlesticks, that's basically what this is saying, okay? So, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's what this cycle means, okay? Left to right. All right, so don't worry about the arc, the actual physical geometrical arc. You know, it could have just been a square. It doesn't really matter. It's just the way we draw the cycles, okay? Everybody understand that? This arc is right now is May 12th, a length of 11. Okay? A length of 11 candlesticks. All right? So, just real quick, because like I said, I'll put out a video about what the heck is a cycle and how do you use it, what does it mean? Cycle basically is an element of time, okay? Or in this case, a number of candlesticks, which also represents an element of time, right? From May 10th, or May 12th, sorry, and then 11 trading days going this way into the future, yeah? With cycle analysis, guys and gals, we're always trying to figure out where lows are at. That's the kind of the beginning of cycle analysis. Okay, and if we know, think about it for a second. If you know where lows are at, then you can predict, hopefully reliably, how to do what? To trade short down to those lows, or just the opposite, how to trade long out of the lows, right? So there's a lot more to it than that, but I'm just giving you a really quick 101 on what a cycle is in its very basic form, okay? All right, so I'm not suggesting that the cycles we're looking at right now are really great. I can tell this cycle's a little bit off, and that's okay. This program is not going to absolutely pick the best cycle out for you, make trades, and make you a millionaire. Okay, I mean, let's get real, right? You got to still do your homework, but it is going to help you a lot to get you quickly to where you need to be. Okay, this is a breakthrough application, guys. This is an absolute break. Nobody else is doing this. There are some other people doing cycle analysis, and that's great, but this app is absolute breakthrough application, okay? So, I happen to know from just doing some analysis recently that I'm going to sort by date because I happen to know a particular date that has a pretty good cycle. I'm going to come down to October 13th, and I'm looking for a cycle. Let's see if I can find a good cycle. I think maybe it's this one. It's pretty good. Maybe not so great. This one's pretty good too. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, that's a nice cycle. Oh my gosh, that's such a good cycle. Okay. Anyway, so how did I use this app? As we looked earlier in this video, as we saw, I made $800. How did I make the $800? Did I use this app? Yes, I used the app. I used the app to help me place a trade. I have a really good eye for a cycle analysis because I've been doing this a long time. But I did come in here and use the app. I wanted to see, I wrote the software. I'm like, okay, let's put it to the test. Will it help me make a trade? And I picked this particular cycle right here, October 13th, 16th length cycle. I picked it, and I won't dive too deep into why. Let's just say that I noticed it was firing on all cylinders. That's a automotive gearhead's way of saying it looked really good. Okay, the cycle looked good here, looked good there. This flat it hit right here. Okay, I know some of you don't know what I'm talking about. It's okay, just bear with me. It hit pretty good right there. That little flat. Okay, that one's probably not great. It hit this one. Okay, it hit a little bit, that little bit right there. So, you know, I have a way that I go through and say, well, how many did it hit? How many did it miss? And I come up with a ratio, okay? And I just keep things very straightforward and honest. I don't play games. I want to know, does it work or does it not work? So when I saw this, that, you know, it hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 times out of maybe, even here it hit, looks like, 9 times out of 10, okay? It isn't always that good, because again, I like to keep things real, but we know that's 90%, right, guys? 90%, or 0.90, right? 0.9, 90%. Excuse me. So I knew right away this was a really good cycle. So here's the thing. I saw this. Now, some of you may be asking, well, how does that help you? This is a predictive type of analysis. Cycle analysis, you know, one of the great things about psychoanalysis is that it will help you predict what's going to happen. Okay? It doesn't always hit it 100% of the time, but it hits it a lot. I mean, like a lot. It's usually very accurate out into the future, at least for a little while. So I know that all I got to do is go over to I happen to use TD Ameritrade's Thinkorswim platform, okay? And I know I can go over to that platform and I can look at October 13th, the candlestick that's on that platform. You could, okay, let me get a black color here, okay? I use TOS, which is TD Ameritrade's desktop application. It stands for Thinkorswim. But also another member, okay, a member of mine that subscribes to my membership, he's a software developer too, and he helped out to do the Trading View. I'll just put TV, Trading View. That's another platform. And he helped script out some things for some of the members, which was a big help. So guess what's going to happen? I'm going to digress. I'm going to diverge here for a second. Off on a tangent. I'll come back. We're going to put some more buttons on this app, okay? And the buttons are going to do what? It's going to be export to TOS, okay? You click the export to TOS button, click, and it's going to generate a script for you to import into TOS, and it's going to give you these cycles. Bam! How's that? Fast, sweet, boom. And the same thing for Trading View. At least we hope. Okay. You do the same thing. You get, you know, export to Trading View. Click, boom, it exports it. Okay. Now you may have to go to that desktop application that you're using, TOS or Trading View, and go through the import process to import the cycles. Okay. And I'll do a video on that later. Okay, but to get back to this, how did I use this to make a trade? All right. Well, I went over to the TOS platform and I pulled a cycle from October 13th with 16-day lengths, 16 trading legs, or what sometimes on that platform is called bars, okay? But basically 16 candlesticks is what that really means, okay? And I happen to notice, let's go over and I'll show you. I'm going to switch over to the TOS platform right now. I'll show you how I knew to make this trade using this data and these cycles that we have right in front of us, okay? Keep this in mind, right? October 13th with 16 candlestick length. Okay, so here we are on the 2S platform. If you're not familiar with it, this is some of what it can look like. This is a very expansive application that TD Ameritrade puts out, and I use it to do a lot of different types of trading, but in this case, I'm trading futures, okay? So you can see it has some cycles on here, right? We just hover over this. This cycle started on 11/20, November 20th, and ended on December 28th. This one over here, I'm looking at the green ones now, these green cycles. This starts on, we predict, see, this is prediction. This is prediction, it hasn't happened yet. Okay, we're predicting that this cycle is going to start on December 28th and end on February 5th. All right. Okay. Now here's October 13th. Remember we looked at October 13th on the Getis charts app. That's what we were just looking at. Okay, let's pull a cycle from here. So on this particular trading platform, we use a drawing tool. You come over here, you pick this drawing tool. Okay, I got this thing out of the way. This drawing tool down here, and it's basically cycle brackets. Okay. So let's do that. Let's pick from right here which is December 13th, and we're going to try to pull 16 candlesticks. So let me just see what that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we're going to try to pull over here to November 4th. Let's just see what we get, okay? Okay. And I'm going to make these purple to have them stand out different than the ones that are already on there. Clear the screen. Okay, so what I noticed was, and I'd already been talking about this, because remember, I'm an experienced trader when it comes to cycles. I've been doing cycle analysis probably 7, 8 years now. Okay, I noticed all these cycles are coming together over here. See all these cycles coming together over here? Look at this. What the heck is going over here? They're all converging here. See how they all come down together? Looks like a heart, doesn't it? That's pretty cool. So that's February 5th. I already know because I looked at this a million times. February 5th, this one. February 5th. What about the purple one? February 2nd. So they're within a few days. So I already know this purple cycle that I just pulled that came from the Getis charts app. I already knew that thing was just confirming everything for February's week of February 5th. Okay. If you looked at yesterday's video, when you get a chance, go back and look at that video, look at the weekly chart, and it confirms this. It confirms February 5th along with the daily chart. There's going to be a massive decline into this date. Okay, there's going to be blood in the water coming down into here. Okay, so I already knew it was accurate. I knew that the Getis charts app already confirmed what I had learned through my own years of spending doing cycle analysis. Now I've had some mentors and some people that helped along the way, of course. You know, there's some good other cycle analysis. Not too many of us, but there's a few out there. So, but a lot of this was also me taking the time, learn it myself as well, and have my own unique style of trading and using cycles along with some of my other tools and some of my other indicators. Okay, so I knew that by looking at the weekly that right around here, December 5th, which is that candlestick right there, that I knew there was going to be something going on here, because I saw it on the weekly chart and the daily chart, and I was taking a close look at this yellow cycle right here. This yellow cycle comes down to 12:15. See, right down here. When does the purple one come down? 12:20, 5 days later. Okay, so these two cycles are within 5 days of each other. Right, there's some overlapping going on here, but I'm not too concerned about. I know it can be kind of confusing, but what I'm really looking for is where cycles come together. If I see cycles come together, and I see that the cycles on the weekly chart match, okay, and particularly when that happens. But in this case, we're just looking at the daily chart, and I notice these two cycles are pretty close to each other. That's got my attention. Okay, that got my attention. So I knew that the app was confirming that there was going to be something going on here, that there was most likely going to be a decline on the back side of this yellow cycle coming down, okay? Very common in cycle analysis, I get ready to kind of finish up this video, in the middle of a cycle, which is right there on this yellow cycle, when you get to the right side of that, it's very common to see price decline, depending on some other factors, but it can happen. Okay, and the purple cycle is also coming down, right? Plus the weekly cycle was at the midway point on this exact same date, okay, December 5th. So on previous analysis, the Getis charts helped me confirm by looking at the charts, and I have some other indicators here. I see divergence dots. We'll get into that later for those that don't know. The certainty rate had bumped up, which it hadn't done that in days. Look at this, just flat. And all of a sudden, in the last couple days, boom. And look at this, the universe. This is these are all my own indicators, Big Daddy, certainty rate, and universe. Look at the universe. The universe moving in opposition or inverse to the market. Market's going down, universe is going up. Okay. Both the certainty rate and universe work together, okay? And a whole lot of divergence dots, and particularly when I see divergence dots on the Big Daddy at the same time, okay? So a lot of this, guys, what you're seeing in front of you is going to become available, Okay, let me switch over to 2. We're going to finish up with one last thing. I'm going to switch over to my new website. I want you to go check it out. It's not up and running yet, but I'm going to just keep an eye on this website because this is where the Getis Charts app is going to be available and where you're going to be able to register for free. And if you want to become a member and subscribe, you can. There'll be a cheapie membership. You won't get the app for the cheapie membership, but you'll get some videos, you'll get my analysis. But if you want to get the application, that'll be on there too when the time comes, okay? Let's switch over to the website just so you know what the URL is. Okay, so here we're at the website. This is it right here, guys. Getis, Getis, charts.com. Now, the only thing on here right now is just an image. It's not a real app. It's just an image. There's nothing. You can't click on anything here, right? It's just an image. Click, 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 nothing, right? You can't do anything yet with this. It's just a big picture. Okay? Just so you know when you come here, from time to time, you'll see me making updates. Eventually, what's going to happen is there's going to be a login. Okay. Eventually, you're going to get this picture will go away. You're going to get a login, right? You're going to have your email address. You're going to have you can register. You put your own. You're going to click register. You're going to put your password in there, and then you'll get an email with two-factor authentication. Okay, and you'll have to respond. Click the link in the email. Brings you back to the site. Confirms that it's you, right? And then eventually, we're going to have this. You'll see probably like a cart, basically products, services available. Okay, you can subscribe. If you want the application, you're going to say, yeah, I want the app. You click, you pay for the app. It'll be a monthly subscription. You download the app, okay, and you can use the app. As long as your subscription's paid for and it's current, you can use the app. If you don't and it expires because you didn't pay the next month, the app's going to stop working because this app itself you're looking at right here now, just though this is a picture, what's going to happen when you launch the app most likely is going to be a login and a password. You got to log in. Okay, if you're not paid, the app doesn't load. Okay, like the rest of the world, guys, you can't get free gas. You got to pay, right? So anyway, that's kind of the plans. That's the plans, all right? And for my existing members who are watching this video, okay, we're going to get off of YouTube because YouTube and Google are just absolutely hammering me. They're ridiculous. Their fees are ridiculous. It's, but we're going to get you guys some very your own very own website, your own accounts. This is going to be a huge value added benefit to the members. Okay, and the site's is going to mature, the product line is going to mature, the services are going to mature. Okay, all right, guys and gals. I hope that was kind of a long video, but I hope you got a really good understanding of where we're headed with the membership, where we're headed with the products. I hope you also you could see that how I used this app myself last night and today to make a trade, to put on a position and make $800. Okay, now depending on your account size, you might make more, you might make less, depending on how much experience you have. A lot of that comes into play, right? I'm giving my opinion here. I don't give financial advice. Okay, got to cross the T's, dot the I's. I just give financial opinion. I don't give advice, right? But you saw how I made $800 today using this app. Okay. All right, guys and gals, that's it for today. Keep an eye on this website, getischarts.com. If you want my current membership, okay, and you're on YouTube, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give me a thumbs up. Appreciate that. And then once you subscribe, there's a little join button below the video. Just click join, and then you can join for $5.99, okay? And for now, you're going to get basically an occasional video. You get access to the Discord server, and I put out emails about 4 nights a week. Sometimes on Fridays I don't put them out, but 4 or 5 nights a week you get an email that I give you my opinion about what I think the stock S&P 500 is doing, and basically where I think things are headed. Okay. All right, that's it for now, guys and gals. Hope you really enjoyed the video. We'll talk to you all real soon again next time.